Hey everyone, Darren Belanco, founder of OnlineThinking.net. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up Google Analytics goal tracking. Let's go have a look here. Now, if you have an e-commerce store, first of all, it's important to know that Google Analytics goals are different to the e-commerce transactions that happen on your website. If we head over to our analytics account, you will see under the conversions tab, you'll see that your goals are separated into two categories. You've got your standard conversion goals, which happen after users complete forms on your websites or when they perform certain events. You'll have to go and set up those actions in those events. And your e-commerce conversion goals are the transactions that happen on your e-commerce store. These transactions are tracked on your Google Analytics using a plugin that is installed on your WooCommerce store. I did cover the installation and setup of this plugin on your WooCommerce store, and you can find the link down below this video to find the link to that video. Today, what we are going to be covering is setting up conversion goals for forms on your website, such as your landing pages and your contact us forms. So you'll see on this website, we have a landing page which gives away a free lead magnet, which is an au pair handbook. When the user lands on this page, they are going to be asked to complete a form. Once they complete this form, we want to redirect them to a thank you page. And when that happens, we want to track that on our Google Analytics account as a goal or a conversion. So how you're going to do that is you're going to head over to the dashboard of your website. Once you're in your dashboard, head over to the pages section of your site. And in this section, you should have all of the pages that are live and published on your website, including what will be your landing page. Now, what I would recommend when it comes to setting up conversion goals on your website is to have a hierarchy of page structure. As you can see here, we've got a parent page, which is simply labeled LP for landing page. And then over here, we've got the au pair handbook, which is one of the landing pages that we are going to be building out for this website. The reason you want to do this is for conversions and the conversion tracking, not so much on the Google Analytics side of things, but this will affect how you're going to track conversions when it comes to Facebook tracking as well. And what this is going to do, if we look over here on the front page of our site, you will see that the parent page has a simple link LP, and then the landing page has the au pair handbook link over there. If we go back to the pages section of our WordPress installation, and we just look for the thank you page. We have already set up a thank you page for this, and I would recommend that if you're using any forms on your website, that you always set them to redirect to a new page, because this is going to be the easiest way to track your goal conversions whenever someone completes that form. And you'll see here we've done exactly the same for the thank you page. Once again, we've got TP over here as a parent page, and then we've got the au pair handbook thank you page. And the reason we do this is if we have a look over here at the links of these two pages, we have the landing page, and then we will have the thank you page, which has the TP in the link up there. The reason this is important because when you are defining goals on platforms like Google Analytics or your Facebook ads account for your conversion actions over there, they generally ask you what the URL contains or what the URL begins with. By having different parent pages for both your landing page and your thank you page, you are able to track things a lot easier, because on the landing page over here, we can say to Facebook and Google Analytics that anything that begins with that part of our URL is going to be defined as a landing page visit or a landing page view. And then we can go and then define that any user that lands on a URL that contains TP or thank you page, that is automatically going to be tracked as a goal conversion. This isn't going to be too much of a problem if you only have one or two forms or you're tracking one or two conversions on your site. However, once your business and your website grows and you start to track more and more conversions, if you don't pay close attention to the hierarchy of your pages, things are going to start getting very, very messy when it comes to accurately tracking where the conversions are happening. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have your landing page set up as well as your thank you page. Once you have those two pages set up, I would recommend keeping them open in your browser so we have the URLs available to us. We're then going to head over to the analytics account for this website. Once you're in the analytics account for the website you want to track your goal conversions on, you're just going to hit this cog in the bottom left corner for admin, and then you'll have another screen brought up to you here where it's got your property details for this account as well as the view. And under the view tab on the right hand side, you'll see there's a tab for goals. You'll click the goals tab, and here we're already tracking some goals on the website here, but this is a brand new landing page, so we want to have a new goal for that. So we hit the new goal button, and on the next step here, Google is going to provide us with a template for goals which they've already predefined. You can select one of these from the list over here, or if you want to, you can just scroll to the bottom and select custom goal. We are going to just select a custom goal here, and we are going to name it a lead, and then we will call it Au Pair Handbook. And by naming it this Au Pair Handbook, if we in future go and create more lead magnets and more landing pages, we can then come back into our goals and we can name those goals to the relevant page or to the relevant lead magnet that we are going to be giving away. Once you've named your goal, it gives you an option here to choose the goal slot. This is just all the goals available or the goal slots that you have available to create on an account, and you can see that we can track up to 20 goal conversions here. So we'll just select the first slot that's available, and then under the type section you will see 4 options that we have available for this goal. The goal that we are going to be creating here is a destination based goal, which simply means that we are going to track this goal conversion when someone lands onto a destination page on our website. The other types of goals here are duration, so we can set goals that if a user is on our website or a particular page for a specific duration of time, or more than that time or less than that time, we can set that to trigger off a goal duration. We can also select the pages or screens per session, so if a user visits 4 or 5 or 6 pages or any specific number, we can have that fire off a specific goal. And that can become quite useful when you're trying to track where your very, very engaged users are and how those users are converting on your site. Another type of goal that we can do is an event-based goals. These goals are a little bit more difficult to set up because there is some additional Google Tag Management integration that you need to do over here. But these goals can be very, very nifty when it comes to also link clicks, such as someone clicking on an email address on your website, as well as telephone numbers. We will cover the event-based goals in another video in future, but that is not going to be covered today. So for this particular goal, we are going to select the destination-based goal and we'll hit the continue button. We are now brought to the next step in the goal setup process, and we'll see here it's asking us for the destination where the goal occurs. That is going to be the URL of our thank you page. However, it's important to keep in mind that we have some additional options here. So the equals to option, we would have to then go and place the exact URL here, and you wouldn't place the entire URL. You would just use the end extension from where we've selected TP and Au Pair Handbook. Generally, I also would not use the equals to goal destination option, because sometimes you do forget a slash or the slash is included, and then you're going to miss out on those goals. And if you're using the correct page structure by having a new thank you page for each landing page that you create, you shouldn't have any problems here if you just select the begins with. This is also quite a nice option to use for the begins with destination, because if we now go and create additional pages which still fall within this funnel, we can include them within this goal. But we're not going to look at that today. We are just going to have the thank you page set as the goal. And this is just a very basic thank you page that once they opt in to download this Au Pair Handbook, they will have the first step option here where they can download the guide, and the next step where they can simply share it with their friends. So we're going to grab that part of the URL. We are going to place that into that field there. The value option you can leave unchecked because there's no monetary value assigned to this goal. That is where our e-commerce transactions are going to take over when users make purchases. So you can keep the value option turned off. The funnel option you can keep turned off. However, if the only way that a user is going to get to this thank you page is through your landing page, then I would recommend turning this funnel option on. And what this funnel option is saying is that before a user lands on our destination URL, which is our goal conversion, where our goal happens, they are going to land on our landing page first, before that, and then they are going to go to the destination. So just like before, you will grab the last part of your landing page URL and you will copy that, and we can go and paste that in over there under the screen page area. Here we have an option for saying that this is required. Once again, if your landing page is the only place for a user to access the form, which is going to direct them to your thank you page, you can then turn this option on. However, you might have a scenario where you have multiple landing pages leading through to one thank you page. You can then leave this box unchecked. But for the purposes of this landing page, we only have one au pair handbook that is being given away, and this handbook can only be received from this landing page, so we are then going to keep this as required. Once that has been set up over there, you can then click the verify this goal link on the page, and we can get a projection here of what the conversion rate of this goal would be based on the users that have already completed this action. If you have just set up your landing page and your thank you page on the site and no one has actually completed these steps, this conversion rate will be displayed to you as a 0% conversion. That is correct and is nothing to worry about. However, this landing page and thank you page was installed and set up about a week ago, and we've already tracked about 60 conversions on these pages. So this is where this percentage is being pulled from. Once you have set up your goal, you can simply hit the save button over there, and Google Analytics will reload the page, and you will see our goal has now been set up as a lead for the au pair handbook. Something to keep in mind with the Google Analytics goals, you cannot delete them once you have created them. What you can do is you can go into your existing goals and you can start re-editing their destinations as well as their names. I wouldn't recommend that because that would obviously start to obscure with some of the old stats that you do have, but it is something to keep in mind that you do only have 20 goal slots available and you are unable to delete the goal after it has been created. Now that our goal has been created, we want to go and test if this goal is going to be firing correctly on our analytics account. And the easiest way for us to do that once again is to go through to the real-time analytics tab. On this tab over here, you will see there's a conversion section. And if you go to the section when this goal has been completed, you'll see that it starts to populate over here. You will see we've got our goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, or goal 4 rather. And if we just go and grab the link for our landing page and copy it, we can head over to a private tab and access this from there. While this private tab is busy loading here, we can actually go back to our analytics account again, and we should be able to see that there is a user active right now, which is probably going to be me on the site. You can go to the overview tab and you'll be able to see that there is another user on the site, but you'll see that the landing page or pair handbook is being tracked by myself as well. What we'll then do is we'll pop over to our landing page again and we'll complete the form here. If we just complete that with our details, hit the download button, we will now be redirected to the thank you page on our website where we are simply thanked for downloading our handbook. We can access the download by clicking this link here, or we can share it on social media. We can then close this tab here. And if we now go back to our analytics account and we just go look under the conversions tab, we should see that our conversion has been tracked under the Au Pair Handbook over there. That's it for setting up conversion goals on analytics, everyone. As you can see, it's a really simple process. It's nothing to be overwhelmed about, but this is one of the most important actions that you can do on your analytics account, because it's extremely important to understand what users are doing on your website, how are they making the conversions, as well as, probably more importantly, where your users are coming from that are making the conversions. And that's it for today, everyone. If you got value from this video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button below, and I'll see you again next week.